Okay, right. So, people have been asking for a Skyhawk video for a while. So, that's what we're doing. I'm in an operations match, which means that most people who we encounter will probably be flying their top tier Uber jets with RWR, flares, the whole shebang. And I am here with a, well, not particularly brilliant thing. But if they're gonna just sit in front of me, then I'll take it. I kinda wanna get some dogfighting stuff done. Skyhawk has an obscenely good roll rate, to the point where it's actually uncomfortable to fly, because if I try and pitch up, it's almost impossible to not also roll slightly. So if I'm trying to pull whilst I'm looking over my shoulder, I'm constantly fighting the roll to keep it straight. Looks like a banshee. Which means it's enemy. I probably won't get him, but if it does... I don't remember AIM-9B as being that good. Is he paying attention? No. What's that coming in that's smoking? It's a bomber. Can I ignore that? These stock belts are not very good. He really does not give a shit. Okay, they are good if they actually do connect. The roll rate on the Skyhawk actually makes it difficult to fly, because it's too good. Like, I actually can't just turn around level. I have to keep constantly fighting the wings.
Can you trim your ailerons?
Yeah. It's not that it doesn't. Like, if I let go of everything, it's perfect. But like, if I pull back on the stick, it's impossible to not also put some roll in, because that's just how sensitive the roll is. It's ridiculous. What the fuck is that? Huh. Okay. Rip. Literally. Just had a guy on my 6 turned and he just ripped his own wing off trying to follow me.
Did you read that story that I wrote in Discord, in general text channel?
I think, remind me what it was, because I do remember reading something, but...
About a small kid that I met in the basketball court.
Yeah.
Okay.
The far right parrot, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, that's not a pleasant way to describe a kid, but yeah.
It's kind of worrying that a kid that young can internalise that much stuff. I didn't really twig on to anything political until I was like 18ish.
Really? Okay. I mean, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. About the same here. I mostly started questioning religion when I was 16, but not really politics.
I started questioning religion like way before that. I remember
Re-
when I was like a toddler, well, not a toddler, but you know, like before you go to school, like you're like 5 or 6.
yeah.
All of the all of the social groups that you get put in as a kid, like to socialize with other kids,
Yeah.
that you'd like sing hymns, and it was all like very heavily, it was very religion-y. And I always just thought that was kind of wrong that they make you like. It felt like indoctrination, even to me as a kid. I was like, I don't understand what any of this stuff is. Oh my god, as if you're alive after that. That was such a beautiful shot as well.
Really? Let me. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I mean, were you aware of what you're like? I don't
Not at
know.
the time, but like
Were you?
retrospectively, it just occurred to me that like every youth group of like play group and even like school up to like juniors, which is when you're about 8,
Yeah.
assemblies and stuff were all just singing hymns. Hey folks, so I'm going to use this end segment as a review, so I can just sort of talk you through my thoughts on the Skyhawk, and there's also a dogfight section at the end that we'll go into a little bit. So I've thrown a landing in because I just feel as if it's a good way to sort of round the video down. The landing flaps on the Skyhawk deploy insanely slowly, and the effect that they have on your lift is insane. Like, you can be flying flat and level, deploy landing flaps, and your altitude will rapidly ascend. So make sure that you're slower than you need to be before you deploy them, and that you deploy them in good time, because otherwise it can severely fuck up your landing approach. I actually don't think you need to use landing flaps to land unless you have a lot of ordnance still on the aircraft. So, because of the roll rate, which you'll have heard me mention probably multiple times already in this video, this is what I've been doing to counter it. So go into your controls, go to your axis settings, and then in the roll, edit axis, go on the multiplier, and just lower it and faff about. So this loadout here with the rockets on it, this is what I'm dogfighting an F-84 with in the next clip. Look at the climb rate, it lowers it. I basically have a climb rate of 6 meters per second right now, which isn't a climb rate. So yeah, we've basically just taken off. There go the flaps up from takeoff, combat, or whatever they were in. I tend to let them off gradually. And I can hear something coming in, and there it goes, off our back left. At first I thought this was an AI, but it does turn out to be a player. So I've got 133 rockets strapped onto me. Only the gun. This was actually recorded before the last patch, so you'll notice in the top left I don't have the weapon select legend, I suppose you'd call it, I don't know. The UI for changing your ordnance selection, it's just like the old default bindings. So this F-84, I think that the pilot might just not have been very good, because I feel as if with the amount of performance I lost from having all these rockets strapped onto me, I could not dogfight competently.
Come on, you
at all. Acceleration is terrible, speed bleed through maneuvers is terrible. He should be able to hold speed, energy, climb rate, every possible card that you could hold he has over me. So all I can really do is dodge attacks when he comes in and try and force an overshoot, and then use that as a window to engage him back. Something supersonic just merged as well. Just dodges guns there, try and get the try and pull in for the reversal, but because of the weight I just couldn't get the nose around. And again, puts his nose in front of me. I do get the guns off, but I don't think I connected. I'm having to use full throttle the whole time through all this just to maintain enough airspeed to stay airborne. If I had no ordnance, I could have easily pulled the nose up a little further and got that gun shot in line. But given the weight and the performance hit from having all these rockets on, the fact that I'm able to survive for this long at all, I thought was worth including in the video, because I'm just loose in the rockets there. I'm not actually sure if getting rid of them all changes the performance a huge amount, because I feel as if the parasite drag from the pods, and the pods obviously must also weigh something as well. I think that's where most of the damage comes from, just the fact that there's pods on your wings rather than because of all the weight. But yeah, just the fact that I've lived this long. It's possible that he's just not a terrible pilot, but I feel like even a terrible pilot should have been able to, literally all he had to do was just fly around in circles and he probably would have killed me. Because I wouldn't have been able to maintain a rate fight for very long at all. I think he might have just been distracted every once in a while from other, like he should have had me here. That was just his poor aim. Those phone sounds are me, by the way. You don't need to check your notifications. So here I'm popping the flaps because my speed is getting dangerously low. I thought I was dead here as well, but he just screwed up his lead. He actually just got clipped by someone. It was an AI P80, F80 I think. Dangerous manoeuvre to go invert with these landing flaps at this low altitude and this low speed, because like I said before, the lift that they add is really good, and being upside down means that that will lift me downwards, but we get away with it. And he actually goes in here. I don't get the kill obviously because I didn't get any guns on, but yeah, I like this thing provided you do that roll multiplier thing. But yeah, look out for more footage in the future. I will try and cover it in more detail with the squad at some point, and because I never mention it, go check out our models, link in the description. Help support the channel. Thanks a lot for watching folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.